So I was just listening to like a video on YouTube or whatever, right? And they were talking about how that water treatment plant in Florida, it got hacked allegedly, right? Well, I mean, it got hacked somehow, and it was supposed to put too much, was it hydrogen peroxide or whatever it was inside the water, right? And then luckily somebody caught it and they stopped it from happening. But like after all this recent talk, I mean, and I've already known this, that the CIA and the FBI uses media, right? So it used to use just regular news and newsprint, right? Newspaper, stuff like that. And then as the internet caught on, it started, printing stuff on the websites and, in cahoots with the news to tell us what we're supposed to support. The new thing, the new Vietnam, the new Iraq, the new Afghanistan. You know what I mean? It's like the new thing. So, and now they do it all with social media, right? They do it on YouTube. They do it. Well, we know that they do it on Twitter, right? But you're going to tell me that all these other ex-CIA and FBI agents that quit their tenure at the FBI and the CIA and went to work for Alphabet, YouTube right here, and Meta, right? Facebook, all that stuff, and obviously Twitter and Instagram and all the above, right? And so they're doing the same exact thing, except now they're just using the modern media to do it, right? And the modern media is social media. So who's to say, seeing as they like to make work for themselves, right? Because like if you cause all these problems and then you come with all the solutions, right? Like, oh yeah, we've been investigating these guys. What they don't tell you is that they were like, hey, maybe you want to go kidnap this governor. Maybe you want to go into the building. Maybe you want to loot these stores while there's a protest going on to discredit, right? I'm just saying, so they make work for themselves, right? So who's to say that these hacking jobs, right? These Russian hack jobs or wherever they're from, and they're saying, oh, they can poison the water, right? So what do? They're manufacturing consent for us to be like, I mean, because, it's just one story here, then you hear another one, and you're like, wait, there seems to be a pattern, right? And then so they're creating more need for their product, which their product is destabilization around the globe and giving them something to do, right? So a budget, right? CIA, FBI, they need to fulfill that budget every year, right? And they have to show that they're making progress. I'm cooking some roasted potatoes for my kids, but they have to show that they're doing something, like right after 9/11. Remember they found all these sleeper cells, right? At every mosque in every city in every state, and really they were just going in there and going to the one loner guy who might have been mentally disabled, who knows, right? Or slow or whatever, or just didn't have any friends. And like, hey, I hate America too. We should go to Syria. We should go to this. We should do that or whatever. You know what I mean? Like crazy shit. Go to Afghanistan. Go to, and then they go to the airport to pick up the tickets and they get 20 years to life, right? And then that FBI agent's like, see, I stopped a terrorist. And we're like, wow, we should give them more money. They were, we got sleeper cells everywhere, and then all of a sudden everybody's terrified again and we give them more money, in light of all the stuff that's come out, with the CIA and the FBI being involved in murdering our leaders in public and also our civil rights leaders and all the different, activists and things of that nature, right? They've been found liable for a lot of that stuff, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Bobby Kennedy, JFK. I mean, and then so instead of doing that out in public like that, right? What if they come up with a technique that discredits the person, right? They find kiddie porn on your fucking laptop or something, right? Or anything, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Or they find you, oh, he just died of a heart attack. We don't know. A perfectly healthy motherfucker his whole life, right? Just drops dead of a heart attack. I mean, it happens. You know what I mean? It's a common occurrence. They say that all the time, It's just like when people kill themselves after telling the world that the CIA And the Iran-Contra thing was running cocaine in and out of the country, money and cocaine in and money out, right? To arm the rebels and to sell weapons to Iran for doing Reagan a solid, for holding the hostages, for, you know, so Jimmy Carter get voted out. Like, you see what I'm saying? I mean, it's all connected, you know? And it's just one thing after the other. I lost my train of thought there for a moment, but you know, I mean, it's just, and then we're just supposed to buy it all, right? Oh, well, that's what I'm saying. The other way, they make a martyr, right? Like if you assassinate somebody, or you have the cops kill them, or whatever it is, right? You assassinate people, you create a martyr. You know, you create someone that people are like, oh my God, you know, they killed them, you know, and then people call to arms, you know. George Floyd was a similar thing. What's the woman's name in Malala, right? When she was shot by the Taliban or whatever, trying to keep us in Afghanistan for longer. The other one now, the woman in Iran, right? Is that how you say it? Iran. Anyway, the woman there, you know what I mean? Like, who knows? What if one of the matrons that worked at the thing that, you know, that they had her on video and that she just collapsed, had the little heart attack thing, you know, whatever, because the CIA was found to have a heart attack gun. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, you know, they had like, it was like an air gun, and it would shoot a little fucking piece of ice into your body, ice, but it was a neurotoxin from the pufferfish or something like that, you know, something to that effect. But anyway, but if you kill them, if they die of a heart attack, or you discredit them, you know, you find them, you know, they've hung themselves and they were, you know, what autoerotic asphyxiation, something like that. You know what I mean? They just find people randomly, or like the guy that you know discovered the whole organization and the Reagan administration selling the cocaine and the arms contra and the cocaine and for money and blah 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 thing, right? they just like, you know, you disappear, right? I mean, you would. I forget what even my point was, but you understand what I'm saying. You know, it's just one thing after the other, and then that's more funding, right? And then you know, they're just taking more money from us, you know, and then making us afraid of each other and the rest of the world, right? So that we keep them doing what they're doing. Oh, that's what it was. The guy, I forget his name, is James Webb, or I know that's the space telescope, but it was something like Sutton Webb. And that's what it was. The CIA, they always say that they find people who kill themselves, right? And it's a very common way for people to kill themselves, where their hands are tied behind their back and they shoot themselves twice in the head. Like, it's very, very common type of suicide in whistleblowers. But anyway, that's what I'm saying, you know. So if you especially if you can kill them and then disparage their name at the same time, that's the pinnacle of look at this loser, right? And that's the way you discredit any movement, you know. You get the higher ups in whatever organization it is to think about the money and this and that instead of like the people and what's going on. You know, it's very easy, you know, to get people to go into a building on January 6th, or get people to smash windows and light fires and loot shit on, you know, the Summer of Love during the George Floyd 2020 riots, right? I mean, you know, they kept calling them peaceful. You know, these riots are mostly peaceful. And meanwhile, everything's on fire behind it. Anyway, but what I'm saying is, how is this? You know, we know their involvement in CIA and the CIA and the FBI in Twitter, right? And how deeply entwined. But, you know, like I said before, they're giving up their tenure. They're giving up their tenure at the CIA and FBI to go work for Meta or Twitter or Alphabet, right? But really, they're just finishing it off in social media. You know, we got to start treating social media not as private industry. We have to use that as like in the First Amendment, freedom of speech, freedom of press, freedom to redress our grievances, you know, freedom of religion. You know, you can say what you want, you know, and as long as you're not libeling somebody and hurting people, you should be okay, you know. But we know that they're using these platforms to circumvent the First Amendment, all the amendment, you know what I mean? But the Constitution as a whole. So, you know, we got to buckle up and we got to bring it to them. And everybody, I don't care if you're left, right, center, or don't care about politics. You should give a fuck that these motherfuckers are creating work for themselves through misery and pain amongst around the globe, and even in our country. So they got bored sowing deception and all this shit across the globe, right? Unrest, and now they're doing it here against American citizens against each other. And I think they've been doing it since their inception, basically. You know, I mean, a little bit after that, but basically, you know, and same thing with the FBI. So we're getting the government that we allow ourselves to deserve, I guess, you know, and it's not a good one. But yeah, it was just a thought. Fucking 11-minute video, man. No one's gonna watch it. But hey, you know, I love you. Keep listening, keep looking around and seeing what's up. Do some research, man. You know, I got friends, they get so mad because I'm going against the regular narrative. They're like, well, you were a lefty. Yeah, but I'm not a fucking knucklehead, all right? I see what's going on, you know? A lot of these people went from neocons to neo-libs, right? They're the same party. They're the same fucking people. All right, peace, everybody. Have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Check out my reviews.